Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Pompoween. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Pompberry, and today I'm doing something that was highly requested in last year's Pompoween. Last year I did Dream and I did Death from the Sandman comic books, and it was highly requested that I do the other endless siblings. So today I will be doing the yellow-eyed, very androgynous, very genderless Desire. So I've got my yellow contacts in, I've got my wig cap on, I am ready to go. But before I begin, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Your support means the world to me, especially during Pompoween. Alright, let's get to it. All the endless siblings have pure white skin, so I'm gonna start off with the Mayron Clown White Light. Very important that it's the light version. Regular Clown White sucks ass. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. I don't make the rules. I'm going to take it on a beauty blender and I'm going to start applying that like regular foundation. And if you don't know the Sandman comic books, I highly recommend that you check them out. It's a series written by Neil Gaiman and he's one of my all-time favorite authors. But basically, what are the Endless? They have always existed and will always exist, and they are the ones who kind of control the world, I guess. Human beings are objects of desire. Desire controls them, and they make humans want things. And desire can cause both a lot of happiness, but also a lot of grief and pain and suffering. And basically, desire has no gender. That is one of the beauties of this character. Usually artists will draw them either with a very feminine face and then a masculine chest, or vice versa, a more androgynous masculine face and then a female chest. They play around with that a lot depending on the artist. And for Desire, I don't want to go for necessarily like a pure white like I did with Death. Like Death really needed to be pure white. I kind of want to thin it out just a little bit, make it a more natural white, so to speak. So I'm kind of dragging the product to thin it out a little bit. Okay, I know it's looking a little patchy right now, but that's just because I kind of spread the product around. I kind of got too excited and put it all on my face, but I'm going to use it to highlight certain areas of the face. So this is going to make it look more uniform, but I want it to be more concentrated on the cheekbones. For this, I'm going to want to make myself look very androgynous. So I really want to define the jaw as well. And then I'm going to leave this area a little more sheer because that's where I'm going to contour. And if you look, it already looks like I've got a contour going on because the white isn't so concentrated there. And then I'm going to bring that highlight kind of going down towards the mouth from all the way up here all the way down to the mouth. I also want to highlight my chin, down the bridge of my nose, and the center of my forehead. I'm also not super highlighting under my eyes. I kind of want to leave a little bit of my natural color because it'll make it look more masculine. Anything I say about gender in this video, it's all a social construct. And I feel like this character very much plays on those social constructs, and that's kind of what I like about it. You know, just the fact that nothing is truly feminine or masculine, and you can play with either and just have fun with it. I'm also gonna highlight my brow bone, my cupid's bow, and then I'm also going to highlight this area right here under my mouth, which this area here, when it's more pronounced, that's a feature that's traditionally masculine. Plenty of women have that, but it's just something that's viewed as more masculine. So I really want to make my face lean more towards the masculine side, but then I'm probably going to pop on like a red lip or something. So I want the features to seem more masculine. Now I'm going to set my face with some translucent powder, and this is just in a little Topics bottle. It's like a bottle for fake hair when you want to like fill in bald spots. So I just like putting my powder in here because then I can just go like this. And I'm able to set my makeup without moving anything. So now I just take a brush, I dip it into some more powder, and then make sure that everything is very well set. And you'll have noticed that I also didn't really apply white to my lids because I want to work with the natural darkness that I have around the eyes. Okay, I'm gonna let that kind of sink in for a little bit. And while that happens, I'm going to paint my neck, my ears, my chest. I'm going to be taking like full body pictures, so I have to commit to this whole thing. So I'm going to take my wolf face paint in the white, and I like using face paint for the body because it doesn't smudge and it's a lot faster too, the application. So I'm just gonna start with my neck, and I like to work the paint until it's dry, and that's how you get rid of the streaks. Okay, so now I'm painted all the way to my belly button, and this area I don't really care about. It's gonna be under the blazer that I have, but I do want to make myself look like I have an Adam's apple, so I'm going to take the Clown White Light and just highlight right there. I'm also going to highlight like the sides of the neck to make it seem a little broader. Then I'll be shading this too to make it look like I actually have an Adam's apple. And I can highlight my collarbone with this as well. This will get rid of any patchiness, but I like just having the base layer of face paint. I'm also going to set all of this. Clown White makeup does not set itself, so wherever you use it, you have to set it. Now I can dust off the excess powder and move on to the next step. Now I'm going to take the Sugar Pill eyeshadow in the color Taco. It is their matte white, and I'm going to use this to further highlight the high points of the face. And this is also going to help get rid of any sort of patchiness that I might have going on. But I really want to use this to accentuate my bone structure. I want to make it look super sharp, and I want to broaden my jawline. Oh, I just realized I forgot to paint my ears. I'll do that in a second. So I'm going to do my chin. Then I'm going to also do those two little spots right here, down the bridge of the nose, brow bone, just anywhere where I highlighted with the Clown White. And again, bringing that highlight, I'm continuing it from all the way up here all the way down to my mouth, because creating this shape, it gives the face a more kind of masculine feel. I'm going to do the same with the contour. You'll see in a sec. I'm also going to do the Adam's apple and the neck, as well as the collarbone and my chest area. I had thought about binding, but I think I'm not going to. And by binding, I mean binding my chest outward so that it looks like I have a flat chest. I don't think I'm going to, because I'm going for a more masculine face. So I'm just going to keep my chest as is, because binding isn't always safe and I just don't want to have to deal with that, you know? And now, because I forgot my ears, I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick with the water activated paint. Just go right in there. Now once that's all done, I'm going to take the Lunatic Cosmetics Contour Palette Volume 1, and I'm going to start contouring with this shade right here. Normally when I do a white base, I contour with gray, but because this isn't like a pure white, I think I'm going to go for something that has a little bit of brown in it that isn't pure gray. But it is a very cool tone brown, and we'll see. I might mix some gray in here. This might be too brown, but let's see how this goes. And again, I just want to make my cheekbone like super, super high up. Okay, we'll mix some gray into it, and I'm using the Lunatic Cosmetics Labs Contour Palette Volume 2. I'm going to go in with the lightest gray to see what happens. Okay, yeah, I like that. I'm going to take that light gray, and I'm going to continue this contour all the way down. So I'm doing a kind of L shape with my contour, and this tends to be a more masculine shaped contour. If you've watched Buffy and you've seen Spike, he had like this shape of contour. Like that was just his bone structure. He had insane bone structure, and that's kind of what I'm trying to emulate here. But I don't want it to stop right there, so I'm going to just blend it all the way towards the chin. You never want to have lines just like stop abruptly. You always want them to just gradually fade away. I'm also going to take that first brown color and contour my temples from my crease to my temple. And I'm doing this because I really want to accentuate the cheekbone. And so by having dark here and dark here, this is really gonna pop. So I'm just blending that up towards the forehead, and then taking some of that gray and mixing it in. Then I'm just going to contour the temple, creating a kind of line here. You know how like skulls have this line? I'm basically doing that. And then I'm just going to quickly contour the top of my forehead. Now using a smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to contour right here under the mouth. I dipped into a little bit of the brown and now I'm going in with a gray just to accentuate this area right here. If you were here for last year's Pompoween, you'll have seen my Goblin King transformation, and I did that then as well. If you haven't seen that one, I highly recommend you check it out because that's one of my favorites, and I also was turning my face into a more masculine face. But in that one, I was trying to emulate David Bowie, so I had a specific face I was, you know, working off of. This one, I'm just going for general, like, anatomical shapes that are considered more masculine. I'm going to also accentuate the chin here as well and just blend this into that previous contour just so everything kind of blends into each other. And then I think I might also do a little dimple on the chin. I know that Desire doesn't have one, but I kind of want to do it. Plenty of women have dimpled chins, but again, it's something that I don't know if more men have than women, but it is also seen as a kind of more masculine thing. I'm also going to contour my nose. And I'm gonna start here at like my eyebrow and just bring it down. And I'm kind of broadening my nose actually. I'm doing it a bit wider than I normally would. I'm also widening the tip as well. I want all the features to be very sharp and very defined. And that will go into the crease as well a little bit. And with an even tinier brush, I'm going to take that gray and I'm going to accentuate my Cupid's bow. Oh, also if you watch my Sandman video, I also turned myself into a dude and I did very similar things. Here, I'm just trying to really accentuate the Cupid's bow. My goal right now is to make myself look like a Greek statue pretty much. I did that with a gray, now I'm going in with a little bit of the brown to just further intensify that. I'm shading close to my nose, kind of bringing it down so that it really accentuates the Cupid's bow. And I'm all the way to the side. I don't know why. I'm sorry about that. I'm also going to contour around my nostril just a little bit. Again, just to define the features a little bit more. And now I also have to contour my neck and body and all that. So I'm going to start with the Adam's apple. I'm going to start with this smaller fluffy brush. I'm going to contour around it. Doing the same as with the face, starting with a brown and then adding a little bit of the gray. I'm going to shade under it to kind of create a little shadow there and then just accentuating it like on both sides, leaving a little gap in the middle. Adam's apples usually protrude here in the center and they have a more pronounced shadow on both sides rather than just all the way around. Then I'm going to take the bigger brush and contour just around the outside of the neck just to give a little more definition. And then that contour goes all the way down to where the collarbone meets. I'm actually going to grab my small brush again and just hit that right there to really deepen that. Before I started this video, I legitimately forgot that Desire's skin was white, and I had done a ton of research and I had done a ton of pictures and I was like, okay, this is my inspo, whatever. And it totally like went over my head, I guess, I don't know, that Desire's skin was white. So I was just planning on using like a tinted moisturizer so that it would be a lighter coverage, and I was like, oh, it'll just be some contouring, it'll be okay. And then I sat down and I was like, bitch, their skin is white. I'm glad I didn't forget though, like it wasn't too late by the time I remembered. It was almost too late, but not quite. I don't know why that happened. It was like a glitch in my brain. I'm also going to contour under the collarbone right here just to bring it out a little bit. And I'm also going to contour my chest, but you guys don't have to see that. Okay, I've contoured my body a whole bunch. I'm just going back to this area right here and I'm just taking the gray on my little teeny tiny brush and I'm just accentuating it just a little bit more. And then right under my bottom lip as well. I actually want to contour under the bottom lip like this. And I kind of want to contour the outer corners of my mouth just a little bit. Since I'm doing that to all my features, I thought, why not? And blending it out. So it's pretty subtle. Okay, now I'm gonna do brows, and I'm just going to comb them upwards. I want them to be very fluffy and full. And then I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Brow Blade in the color Blackout. I'm gonna use the ink stain side, and it's this little tiny pen, and I'm gonna use that to draw little eyebrow hairs. I want to make the eyebrow seem extra fluffy and kind of unplucked. Maybe groomed, but not that groomed. Definitely going to add some strokes here at the front. That's a very quick little way of making the brows seem much fluffier than they are, is just adding a few little strokes at the front. I'm gonna keep adding very fluffy strokes towards the end. And I do want to arch the brow. And then once I get to the arch, I'm doing strokes going down. I was doing strokes up this way, now I'm going to do strokes going down diagonally. And I'm going to elongate the brow. I want a very full, a very long and arched brow. I want a strong brow. Now around my eyes, I think I want to add a little bit of the gray to kind of take away some of the redness that I have around the eyes, but I still want it to be kind of like darker, as if I'm not wearing any concealer and that's just the natural darkness. If it's too red, then it might read kind of sickly. So I still want that little bit of shading that, you know, most people, their eyes have a natural darkness to them. And so if you're going for a white skin tone, the natural darkness would be gray. I am, however, going to highlight with the white, the inner corner right there, just because it just gives a nice little touch. Then I'm also going to add a touch of the white just on the center of the lids, just to give them a little bit of dimension. I might use that down here just to hide any redness that I didn't want to cover with the gray, because then it would be too far down. Now for the eyes, I'm going to tightline them with black, and I'm using the Milk Makeup Longwear Gel Eyeliner in the color Boss. And I'm going to line my waterline, and then I'm also going to tightline it as well. So I'm doing the upper waterline. Now that I'm almost done, I'm kind of taking a look at everything as a whole, and I decided I want to take a little bit of the gray and just kind of further contour right here at the cheek, because I'm finding it's just like a whole lot of white right here. And so I'm just going to, in a way, deepen that contour by just kind of bringing it more onto the cheek. Oh, and I forgot, I also need to contour my jawline. I just want to really sharpen that. And I'm actually using this darker gray mixed with a lighter one for this. Now for the last touch, I do want to add a red lip that's going to match my red blazer. And I'm kind of afraid that this might give it too much of a feminine spin, but I don't think so. I think because of all the contouring and everything, and I'm going to try to do like a sharper lip shape so that it still reads kind of masculine. So let's try it. Let's go. And I'm using Sugar Pills Nurse Liquid Lipstick. I think the red lip won't make it too feminine. I'm not going to do mascara or anything, so that's already something that would make it quite feminine, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to do like a smaller and sharper lip shape. I'm not going to overdraw or anything. I might even underdraw the lips because I like what's happening here with this highlight. Now I'm kind of contemplating if I should put a little bit of mascara. The lips remind me a lot of the Joker, which I also did last year. I don't think they read as feminine at all, which is great. That's why I'm contemplating a little bit of mascara, like just a touch, just a little bit. Maybe just that, you know, like not too much, because my lashes are like crazy long, so I don't want them to look too feminine. I just want a little more definition in the eye area. So just literally the lightest layer of mascara and a little on the bottom as well, just because that'll give a little more darkness to the eyes as well. Oh, and I almost forgot setting spray. I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish setting spray, and I'm just going to apply that all over my face and body. I'm going to do multiple layers on the body because I don't want it rubbing on anything and, you know, coming off. Now I just have to put on my wig and my outfit, and I'll be back to show you the finished look. And these contacts are crazy because they keep flipping on me. They're yellow and gold, and I prefer it when the golden part is down, but it keeps turning and it looks weird. So anyway, we'll just have to deal with that. And this is the finished look. It's funny because I always imagined if I did Desire, I would do a more feminine look and then bind the chest, but I did the opposite today, and that's totally fine. I might do another version later in the future, who knows? But I am very happy with this makeup. I am feeling this. I do kind of remind myself of the Joker with the white skin and the red lips, but I do quite love the outcome of this. I also do love the Joker, but anyway. I feel like at this point I have to do all the Endless, which isn't something I was necessarily planning on doing, but I don't know. Would you guys want to see me turn into Despair and Destruction and Destiny? I mean, Destiny, it's literally just wearing a cloak. Like, you don't see his face. So that's, I feel like, not really the best for a makeup tutorial, but Destruction, I would literally turn myself into a dude with a beard and all that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's something you want to see me do, so please let me know down below if you do want to see me complete the Endless series. Even if this was one of the more obscure characters, which I don't feel like Sandman is obscure, but for all you youngins who might not have ever heard of Sandman, I guess this is not a super well-known character in that sense, but nevertheless, I hope you still enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. I also hope you're enjoying Pompoween so far. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to all my patrons who support me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.